Welcome to the Flow State Café. I'm Gisele Queiroz,
Hello, I'm Claudia Spolaor.
and we are here every Friday. We love to talk about quantum physics, manifestation, self development, spirituality, and different topics we explore in our work that will help you to bring more flow to your life. Right,
Exactly.
Claudia? Mhm.
Exactly. Well, just to give a brief introduction so that you understand why we explore these topics, we work with a quantum method that instantly reprograms the mind. We work on 360
Mhm.
degrees, so body, mind, and spirit. And let's say that we work on the atomic level too. Yes, that's why
Yeah.
the results are instant. And apart from that, it's been to me and to Gisele, I guess, an amazing journey because whatever we do for others, we also do it in ourselves, and so you get to know more about yourself and lives, as there's no separation. Everything, everything that we have outside starts from inside. So I think that's fascinating to us, right?
Right. Of course, we first do on ourselves and then
Mhm.
we bring to, yeah, we do it constantly. It's
Yeah,
a constant work,
yeah.
self-development.
And an amazing
Well,
journey.
yeah. And today we're going to talk about the power of intuition.
Mm-hmm.
First
Yeah.
of all, we're gonna tell what's intuition. Some people
Yeah.
don't know.
But actually, can I just give a brief intro because now it just popped out in my mind why
Uh-huh.
we chose to talk about this topic. It was kind of interesting. It was very intuitive, we
It
can say.
was, yes, the
Yeah,
way we
right.
started to talk about this today.
Exactly. So, in WhatsApp community, I have a WhatsApp community where we I share tips and anything related to performance. Improving your energetic and mental um, health. And well-being, let's say. And so in that group I posted an audio. I generally send strengthening audios to the community every week that will help you to just improve everything. And so I just posted an audio. I recorded an audio to boost your intuition in the WhatsApp group. Gisele didn't listen to that. Gisele is also in a group. But then we wanted to see each other and talking about, okay, what we're gonna talk this week in the Flow State Cafe. And she told me, oh, we can talk about intuition. And then she saw my message. Was like, I can't believe it. You also wrote about intuition in the group. I was like, yeah. So
Yeah.
um, that's very intuitive, right? So
Telepathic
telepathic
regarding
communication, you can believe
telepathic
it
communication.
it doesn't work, but it does exist. It does exist, totally, yes.
Does.
Um, yes, and so that's
It's,
why.
it's actually one of the types of intuition that we're gonna talk today.
Yeah, exactly. And our work is very intuitive. I actually, what I can see about when I can tell about to my experience, maybe it's for you too, but when we
Mhm.
started to work on ourselves with this, the type of work that we do, what does is that it brings you to the present instantly,
Mhm.
and more you do it, the more you're present. And so the more I started with this on myself, the more I develop intuition. And now sometimes it happens that maybe I have a client that I've never seen before, and I already know what's happening with this person, like, and or you kind of know already things, and like you get answers intuitively without the need to think that much. So this is something that we are, I guess, you're experiencing too. Um,
Yeah, it's one of the bases of our work.
hmm,
So we work with our internal GPS
mhm.
to access also the answers we have working on people
Yeah,
also.
yeah. So
But
yeah, let's talk about what's intuition. Hmm.
well, as I say, like it's our we were saying, it's our internal GPS.
Mm.
So it's that feeling that we know we are doing something right, even if we don't know logic, we don't have a logical reason, we know that's the right thing to do. And it's really um good when it like you have those decisions, like to make choices, and when it comes from that place, like a peaceful place, and you just know you have to do it,
Mm.
and you make
Yeah,
a choice. I have an
yeah,
example also, like I've decided to move house, and out of suddenly I was like doing something, and I wasn't even thinking about it, and then suddenly it came the click. So I have to move from this apartment, and now I came to a much better house, and then I'm really enjoying it. Okay, this is very simple, but I was confused before I moved.
yeah.
But the decision came from nowhere, and then I knew I was I had this certainty that I had to move.
Yeah, yeah. And the certainty in something that, to me, really defines intuition. When you know it's the right thing, it's the certainty that you have, it makes you feel at peace. So there's no fear, there's no anxiety, there's no excitement. It's just
Hmm.
peace. And you know that's the right thing. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
um, Without questioning that much. No, there's no mental chat when it can't exist. Intuition and the mental noise, they can't, like, it just doesn't work. Yes. So that's why, um, to access to intuition, you need to really silent the mind. Yes.
Hmm.
Which looks easy to do, right? Well,
It's
that's
one of
why
the most difficult things to do in
yeah,
nowadays, with this like hurry that people are having, like,
yeah,
and doing, and like
achieving.
achieving things all the time.
Yeah, but that's why
Um,
we have these tools. And
hmm.
yeah.
And then we,
Um, mhm.
yeah, I do want to keep, because we was gonna say, because you just know when you connect, just know in your heart, like,
Mhm.
not only in the mind, when you have this connection also with your, when you connect with your heart.
Yeah, and there's a science behind that. We can say that too. So, for those who are into this type of this topic, you can explore the HeartMath Institute. They've been researching a lot around this topic. You know that creativity, intuition. You know, it's more like of a left side of the brain.
Hmm.
Sorry, right side of the brain,
Yeah.
which is the one that is actually developed when we are young in our early age, like 0 to 7, let's say, and then the more logical, rational part of the brain, so the left brain, is developed later on. Yes, but it goes way deeper because thanks to the study of the HeartMath Institute, we know that intuition is coming from the heart. There are actually a lot of neurons, way more neurons in the heart than in the brain, and more signals that are going from the heart to the brain than from the brain to the heart. So I think that's key to understand. Yes, the intuition. Hmm.
Yeah, it's validated. I validated those studies by science, and that's the way, like, how human intuition works. Like, in this, um, it's like the heart is the source of wisdom.
Yeah,
Higher intelligence, and this higher intelligence connected to your intuition,
totally.
right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, I think, the primary definition of intuition is the ability to understand or know something without conscious reasoning. Yes,
Hmm.
and so that is an amazing definition, right? I think they wrote about this actually. And so when it comes to intuition, it's something that rationally you cannot really explain. Yes, like you cannot really, it comes. Yeah, and oftentimes we see that with our clients. Like when I work with a client and the person is overwhelmed, they can't find the answer, but the moment, boom, the mind is silent, they instantly have the right answers. Yes, from
Mm-hmm.
inside and sometimes even from outside, because sometimes the things just come to you. Yes, when you reprogram your mind, and so and you get into this flow, right? So
Yeah.
when you're in a flow state, intuition is on point. Yeah, and it's gone. That's the idea.
It just because the flow is just like move, just do it. You don't even think too much. Oh, I'm gonna do that or not. You just
Mm-hmm.
do what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
And this research is really nice because they say that we have like three different types of intuition.
mm,
The implicit knowledge is one of
mm,
them, energetic sensitivity, and
yeah,
non-local intuition.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And yeah, and the say
yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
the non-local intuition, I'm gonna say, like it cannot be explained by past or forgotten knowledge. Implicity processes by sensing environmental signals, energetically sensitivity.
Hmm.
um yeah. So why how would you explain it clear better?
I think it's like, when we call it implicit knowledge, it's like implicit learning. So something that you kind of learn without even paying attention to it. You kind of, we are constantly learning. We have a lot of inputs from outside, I think. So those inputs create our perception too, right? Um, and so I think, yes, there's some time of things that you know already because of things that you've been learning. Not necessarily means that you've been studying, no, but you kind of receive this information throughout your life. The brain just stores this information, and therefore you know what's the right thing. Yes, you kind of have.
Yeah, because the memory, yeah, these experiences and they are already um storage on your brain,
Mm,
because and then
yeah,
you already know how something is gonna like work, how an event, and then you
yeah.
access that without thinking.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Yeah. So and we're doing that all the time, I think, during the day,
Hmm.
Like for example, let's say you go eat something very simple. You go to buy a ticket to I don't know, you go to the metro station, for example, you want to buy a ticket. Maybe it's the first time you see that type of screen, but you intuitively know already where to go with your finger. You're tapping into, pam, 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 without these type of things, or already where to go, like orientation, for example. Also, it can be very intuitive, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Just
Yeah, when
somehow.
you drive a car for hours, for example, you don't even
Yeah.
think about it. It's just do automatically. It's just like driving the car and then going to the place you're
Mhm.
going if you have been there before. You already
Yeah.
know the road. You don't think like I'm gonna turn left or right. Just go.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly, exactly. And
Yeah.
so, and then there's the second type of intuition that is more like energetic sensitivity, which
Hmm.
is, it's like the ability of the central nervous system to detect and respond to, the signs, the signals that we get from the environment, like electromagnetic field, for example. And so, I think we kind of all have. This is more probably more like telepathic communication, that we call that like
Yeah,
that.
humans and animals also have that.
Exactly,
We connect.
exactly. So humans and
Like we
animals.
actually sometimes when you have a pet, you already know what's he thinking and what's his feeling, and
Exactly, exactly. So some people, even you can kind of perceive what's going to happen. I think we talked about the weather before, I don't remember, but when you, for example, some people, they know there's going to be an earthquake,
yeah, the
animal.
geomagnetic activity.
Exactly,
Geomagnetic activity.
exactly. And To me, for example, I'm not sure if this is the case, but when I was traveling 2020, I was traveling to Cape Verde,
Mm-hmm.
and I was stayed there for a month, I guess, or a month and a half. I don't remember, and clearly remember it was super quiet there, and I would sit on the deck, or the harbor, and I was looking at the sea, and I was thinking, wow, Europe is right there. So I wasn't working with this yet. But I kind of felt something would happen. I was like, wow, the earth is gonna like, it can't make it anymore. We need to stop all this crazy rhythm that we're having in Europe, especially in the Western world. I was like, wow. And then when I got back from Cape Verde, I think after a week or two, the pandemic started. And so it's like, wow. Yes. But I was really like tuning into the environments that I had around. It was like just by just observing. I don't know, something that I kind of felt. I don't know how to explain that.
Powerful. That's really powerful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I
It
kind of
is.
knew I wouldn't be able to work with tourists anymore. I couldn't explain why, but I remember telling it to my mom. Yeah, for example. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this type of things that you kind of know, but why? I don't know.
Yeah,
So
because I
um,
was also was reading a book from the indigenous person, and he
uh-huh.
was writing how that his tribe used to observe the, for example, they used to observe a mountain, and then they knew when that the day is gonna be sunny or it's gonna be raining, and they knew about, and they use
Wow.
symbolic um speech, oh, they like on the way they express themselves about it, but it's
Uh-huh.
a kind of intuition. They knew by
Yeah.
observing nature if the day was gonna, if in that day is gonna rain or not.
Mm-hmm.
And indigenous,
Mm-hmm.
because they are connected to nature, they are like there
Yeah.
24/7, so they already sense,
And yeah,
like earthquakes and everything.
totally. And Greg Braden talks about it. He studied a lot with indigenous and
Hmm.
tribes and so on. And he knows that a long time ago, well, they're still connected. Like when you go to visit these people, they know that the heart is at the center, of all the
Hmm.
information. And so
Exactly.
and that is really powerful.
They already know it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
ancient. Like if you study, for example, when you study, I was studying like from the philosophy of Egypt. One of the bases is the heart. They call the Ib, I and B. So the
Mm,
B, Ib, they connect with that first to get that answers, and it's very powerful how
yeah,
ancient it is, and then now it's coming back.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally, totally. It is. Yeah, they kind of knew everything, and then they used to heal without, just with nature and with everything that we already had. And they didn't knew much more. So, um, that's so
Our
powerful.
our
That old knowledge.
technology.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, is
Exactly.
our is a type of technology we
Yeah.
have.
And so we did the work we're doing. We're kind of going back there. You don't need much more to heal than yourself, right?
Right.
We don't need anything else. So, having
Super.
said that, let's go to the third type of intuition, which is not local intuition. This is
Hmm.
a classification they did at the HeartMath Institute, yes, where they carry out these studies, and it's very interesting if you want to check it out. But they're talking about this third type of intuition, so no local intuition, yes, and this is
Hmm.
literally something that we cannot really explain by past or forgotten knowledge or sensing environmental signals. So it's just literally the capacity to receive and process information, yes, but about not local events that that are just happening. So to me, this is more like the psychic channel, let's say, how we can call it. I don't know, but
Yeah, I
it's
think.
like when parent senses something that is happening to their child, to their child,
Hmm.
for example. So um, and this happens. I know I have a friend who just dreamt about. Well, I also it also happened to me something similar. But when you dream about someone and it's happening, So I remember
Yeah.
she dreamt
Lots
about
of people have that.
her dad that was lying on the on the floor, and actually that was happening. So she was on the other side of the world, but she called her
Hmm.
family and they went to look for him, and he was literally in the same place where she sat. And so this type of we all have these type of things, but the noise in the mind is just avoiding us to access to it most of the times.
Yeah. I was give another example. It's a very simple example. That's, I don't know. For example, I was buying a ticket for a concert for
Mhm.
a Brazilian singer
Mhm.
2 months ago. So I had to register in a website to buy the tickets, but I was like a little bit of a little process. I have to give my email. They needed to give a code, and then I need to come back to the website and all of this. And then I really wanted to see that singer, and then but because of those things, and I was on the street, and I had said, okay, I will let it go. But I put some, sometimes it also can be connected to, okay, you when you set an intention, but I just let it go, and then I would say, okay, it's taking too much time. I want to go, but I will buy later. And then I started to do my things, and then when I came back to think about it, and I was saying, okay, I like just leave it. And out of Sunday, like last Monday, the person who lives with me, she bought the ticket, and then she couldn't go to the concerts that I was going to buy the tickets, and I didn't buy. And then suddenly I had the tickets in front of me inside of my house. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, okay, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going
yeah.
now. So I have
You were neutral.
like that
You
happens
were,
anyways, you know.
yeah. When we attach to things, it's because we want to control them also, right? And so you were pretty detached to the thing. Probably that's also why that happened, right?
Also, yes,
Ah.
also. Yeah, but it was something in the past that materialized in the present,
Yeah,
like on Monday, and that was really
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
But the psychic people who see things, some people can also see and hear stuff. For example,
Mm-mm.
this is a type of intuition when you can
Mm-hmm.
listen to messages from spirit guides,
Yeah.
and who believe that some people, like they have this ability. This type is a type of intuition, like a
Mm.
clairaudience.
Clarividence. Yeah,
Clarividence is to see, and there is
yeah.
the people that only listen, hear also, and the people who dream
Mm.
about events who are going to happen in the
Yeah,
future, right?
yeah. I mean, to me, to be honest, what happened is that since I started working on myself with this, and I saw like my mind is more and more silent, I'm more and more present every day, then I started developing a lot of intuition, like way more. And so sometimes when I work on people, I already see like images or things like that. But to be honest, if you had asked me like years ago before I started doing this type of work on myself, I would never believe that. So I really think that anybody can access and develop that. Yeah. um, and it can be, I also saw that some people that have this ability, like the clarividence, for example, some these type of
Hmm.
things. Sometimes there is a lot of information coming and they can get confused also. So it's a bit tricky. Uh,
There is a point about this.
hmm.
Sometimes you have a channel open and you don't know
Mm-mm.
how to
Yeah,
control that. Um,
exactly.
so
Yeah.
you have like a type of, okay, imagine like your intuition is too open, and you
And you can get
sometimes
sick.
you can get yes,
You get
yes.
sick. Like I have a student in my course that she had these abilities, and she had two autoimmune disease. But then since we started the course. She's been working on herself. The two autoimmune diseases are gone, and now she can filter the information that she's getting way
Wow.
better. Yeah. So
Amazing.
yeah, but you can literally like that's like a
Yeah,
Wi-Fi. So if you're getting a lot of information that you don't really need, that is gonna weaken your body.
for sure. Yeah.
That's it, you know. But these things, you know, a lot of people still know. Maybe this is kind of new stuff or weird stuff for people put them in. When you have results, you don't need people to believe about these things anymore. It just
People to
happens.
what?
Like we don't need to convince anybody, you know. It just happens, and it's you have results, you have
Yes.
results. That's it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
but
this is amazing, how people can connect. Like,
yeah,
yeah, everyone can develop this ability.
yeah.
So one of the most important thing is, like, I think the to practice meditation,
Hmm.
to calm down, and when you receive an information, especially when you have to make decisions, and observe if this decision that you're making, it's coming um, from fear, or because you
Yeah.
have some fear, or because you have some type of emotion of excitement. So
Mm-mm-mm.
these are not actually intuition, these are
Yeah,
basically
weaknesses.
weaknesses, yeah, programs
Yeah,
that we
and
have
then
in
you
our
think,
mind.
yeah, and then oftentimes we decide things most of the times from our weaknesses because we really enjoy something, we really see, yeah, but when we really enjoy something is because we're trying to get away from something else.
Hmm.
And that's what we're gonna get eventually. At the end, we're also going to experience that. There's no way out. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, uh, when the right decision, when it comes to intuition, the right decision makes you feel calm and at peace. That's the thing, you know.
And in
Just that.
peace, yeah, you are in
Yes.
peace.
And so you can access to that by obviously calming down the central nervous system for sure. But then if you want to go deeper, because that can be like temporary. So many times people do practice meditation to calm down, and that to me on a long term is the most horrible, like the worst thing that you can do. um, when you practice meditation to calm down is because you're trying to control your mind. And so there's no you know, but you can use meditation differently, and then that's what we do, for example, with observation and that stuff, and then you get away permanently from everything that is causing you anxiety or stress.
But there is a point. Most of the people look for meditation because they want to calm down.
Yeah,
So when to know that?
she's a full tool.
No, no,
It's a
yeah.
full tool.
This is tricky, because we are saying,
Mhm.
oh, it's good for you to practice meditation,
It is.
but to
Which
calm
type
your
of meditation?
mind, we are
Which
saying
type
that,
of meditation? That's the
yeah,
thing.
this type of meditation, because there are some different meditations. I think we use a lot the one we observe our thoughts, right?
Mm.
So what
Yeah,
type of thinking, the thoughts we have, so you detach from the thoughts, and then you just observe the what's
yeah,
passing, like the
exactly.
clouds passing, and
And
then
that
it
is
dissolves.
so you want to practice meditation not to calm down, but to dissolve the noise that is causing you the stress. Because some people, I think the majority of the people use meditation to calm down, and that eventually is a false tool, you know? So you want to, meditation means literally understanding, becoming conscious of the unconscious. That's what we want to do with
I love
meditation.
it.
Yes. Yeah, and so this is how you dissolve stuff, but not just by breathing and calming down. That I'd done that in the past. I did that in the past. It wasn't like it was working for half an hour, and then again, you know, you're just feeding the same hamster wheel, the same behavior. So um, you really want to know uh, what's in your mind to dissolve it. That's the thing.
Hmm.
Obviously,
For
yes, on
sure.
a deeper level. But well, that's up to anyone. You know, not everybody wants to go that deep. But if you go deep, then you live happier.
For sure.
I guess. Well, no, I guess I'm experiencing that, and you too, I guess, right?
Yeah, we've
So.
been experiencing that. Well, that was really nice.
Yeah. And also, well, if anybody has question on LinkedIn, you can raise your hand. I don't know if someone is on YouTube, but in general, we are on Spotify. You can listen to our podcast now, the Flow State Cafe. Leave us comments and whatever you feel like. And if you want to connect with us, you can write also as an email,
Yes,
um, the
for
Flow
sure.
State Cafe at gmail.com. We are we love to know about what you think and also connect with us on LinkedIn if you want. And yeah,
Well, that was really nice. Thank you, everyone who's here. And today we are coming back next Friday,
mhm.
and I'm looking forward for the next full stage. So,
Yes, and please get in touch with us, and let us know if you enjoy or not. If also if you have suggestions for topics that you want to explore, definitely it also helps us
yeah,
to
we
improve
want to,
this.
yes, we want to know what you think about and what you want to hear.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So thank you so much, and we will see you next Friday.
Thank you, everyone. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.